Hyperinflation. That's runaway inflation. See, they keep printing money when you have paper money instead of hard money, like the gold standard, gold coins like it used to be. It happened in 1920s Germany, actually. They printed so much money that it devalued all the goods and services in the country because that remained the same. It got so bad that people actually started putting their money in the fireplace to heat up their house because it was cheaper than paying the...
Jerry!
Seinfuck! I wanted to start it off today, actually, in a way that we've never started it off before, with a segment.
Oh,
I thought you were going to read us a poem or something.
No, this is not the culture hour. Absolutely no culture permitted in these walls. Understood?
okay.
All right.
Let's start it off right then.
Okay.
This is called The Quiz Show. Only Harper can win.
So that's what you were preparing for.
I am your host, Harper. Let's begin. Question 1. And I just want to explain real quick how this is going to work. Normally in a quiz show, you'd buzz in. We don't have buzzers, nor the budget to get buzzers, nor the technical know-how to rig a buzzer system over the internet. So, in place of a buzzer, we will be using the number 1 on your keyboard and our Discord chat where we send each other pictures of our cock and balls. The first person to press 1 in the Discord chat with an answer, the correct answer, will receive a point. Are there any questions before we begin?
Sasha sent me a message and I'm curious about it.
Well, do tell.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's great. I thought you were just going to start reading it out loud.
Yeah.
I did. My headphones fell off.
Oh, you fucking klutz. What do you mean your headphones fell off? How?
What are you talking about?
Because I was halfway through taking off my sweater.
Why are you wearing a sweater?
You dumb bitch.
I'm very unprofessional. You know this.
He's about to read a sentence.
He's standing in a sweater and underwear in his corner with his headphones sloppily falling off. Like, oh my God.
The clothes are sloughing off of him.
Yeah, I'm wearing a stained white t-shirt. I have Cheeto fuzz all over my finger.
Yeah, because that's what you woke up at 3 a.m. and you were like, Daddy's hungry, and then you just went to the corner store.
Oh,
and
Daddy hungry.
Oh, Daddy hungry.
Daddy hungry.
Oh, Daddy needs a little Cheeto.
I have to say before I do read Sasha's message.
And now you're distracted by our producer, Sasha.
Yeah, he did distract me because I am 100% sure he is on his phone looking at the Discord right now, waiting for the recording bot to go off to send this to me, for fuck's sake. Okay. We've got alarm bells and says topical content alert. In an effort to stay current and to not date our recordings, I have looked towards this episode's release date, February 15th. Wait, what? You said not too good. To find some shit for you punks to talk about, and incidentally found the most apropos discussion based on our listenership. So please join me in wishing everyone a happy Singles Awareness Day 2023. It's a real thing. Look it up. I guess today's Singles Awareness Day.
Thank you. I feel very seen right now in this moment.
Yeah. I mean, Harper has a long-term relationship. I've got a relationship I'm trying to break up with right now. And Malcolm's single.
I hope she's not a fucking listener. Jesus. You sure you want to spill those beans? Okay, so you suggested she listened to the podcast, right?
No comment.
I do a great podcast with my funny friends.
You should listen to it. This episode is in particular.
No, not this episode. I mean, prior. Obviously. You told her that you do a funny podcast and that she should listen, right?
No, I didn't.
We are never going to get the word out, boys.
Yeah.
God.
He said, yeah, you just like, the way you're breaking up with her is, Robert, is that you're just going like, hey, babe, I need you to like listen to my podcast on February 15th.
It's really important to me.
It's really important. You stick around for the first 15 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's definitely
start, like, don't worry, we're gonna start off with this like game show thing, but I'm gonna like
interrupt that completely. I don't care.
I'm gonna interrupt this by like, not waiting. Like we could have waited, half an hour before
you could have waited until we had a fucking clear winner on the game show that only Harper can win.
Well, we have a clear winner. You're gonna win.
You're a dipshit. I will not be playing for points. Okay, I
Okay,
just want to point that out. That
Just
I will
for
be the
spite.
host.
Just for spite.
Okay? The host can't win unless he's Steve Harvey.
Are you Steve Harvey?
No,
You could have a mustache by February 15th.
no, I don't think I can. Robert knows, but
It says some lip buzz, unfortunately.
I have genetic issues growing facial hair.
Oh, same here. I'm welcome to the club.
Yeah, but you're 6'4".
I'm 6'6".
Just like, hey. check
Okay,
these out.
you're 6'6".
Listen, I can't dunk a basketball, so if that makes you feel any better, like everyone goes like, "Hey, Malcolm, you gonna dunk today?" And I go, "I can't."
Yeah, I think one time we were hanging out and someone asked you to jump and you went like 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah, I've gotten better at jumping. I will say that I've improved my jumping.
I'm
That's
so fucking happy for you. Okay,
Let's do this fucking segment.
Christ, can we get back to where I'm holding the reins here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Reins held. Reins handed.
Condolences to Robert's significant other. I hope you're devastated or relieved or whatever you're supposed to feel right now.
Probably sad. Angry.
She's not gonna fucking listen, Robert. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's start the fucking game show.
We're waiting.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready, and I hope that this game show is sponsored by Singles Awareness Day.
We'll tell you the sponsors at the break, which is at the 5 question mark. Okay.
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 I'm glad that we could iron that out. All right.
All right.
We all understand how the game works. Are there any fucking questions?
So we send the number 1 if we want to buzz in.
Yeah.
What if we want to opt out? Do we send number 2?
Then you just don't send it. You just stop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Question 1.
The game show is on. All right. Our first contestant is from California, Robert Delilah. Robert, why don't you say
guys.
something? Why don't you say something about yourself?
I am a writer / comedian who lives in San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
And our next contestant is Malcolm McLeod in Canada. Malcolm, why don't you say something about yourself?
I'm single and ready to mingle.
That's right, Malcolm. Ladies, he's 6'6" and can dunk a basketball.
You can't dunk a basketball.
Shut up.
Let's-
Let me have this.
Let's begin, okay? The first question. Who was WWE champion April 1st, 1990? Malcolm.
Bill Goldberg.
No. We will now limit it to multiple choices.
I love how quickly this is devolving.
Was it A, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man? B, Vacated. C, Randy Savage. Or D, The Ultimate Warrior? Robert.
Was it Randy Savage?
No, you fucking idiot. No, it wasn't. Malcolm, chance to steal.
Was it who's the last guy you just said? The
Ultimate Warrior. It's right. That's right,
Yes.
Malcolm. It was The Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
That
I
is
don't
one
know
point for
anything
Malcolm.
about wrestling.
I knew that. Is it Bill
Okay.
Goldberg? Who's Bill Goldberg?
Who the fuck is Bill Goldberg?
He is a WCW wrestler from 1996.
I was in the right era, at least. I was in the right era.
No, it wasn't. So we're going to move on to the next question. Complete this line from the first verse of Spikes by Death Grips. Headless. I skid like Rita lifted ocean. I drift like my planet don't. A. Lurch. B. Crimp. C. Drift. D. Spin. Malcolm.
Crimp.
That's not right. Robert, chance to steal.
Drift.
Incorrect.
It's spin, isn't it? God damn
It's
it.
spin. It's spin. I'm sorry. Neither of you get that
It
point.
made sense because of the rhyming.
Yeah, but I wanted it to be crimp. I think that was a funnier word.
That's true. Okay. Now, next question here. Okay.
Okay.
I will describe an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation and give you a list of 4 episodes to choose from. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Set in the 24th century, the series follows the adventures of Starfleet crew of the Federation starship Enterprise D In this episode, an explosion aboard the Enterprise leads to a high-level investigation headed by Admiral Nora Sadie.
Boom.
Robert?
Was it the drum circle? No, it's
No.
like the drum. It's the drum something.
Yeah. Well, I can't give you multiple choices now, I'm afraid.
No.
I will give you the multiple choices, but
Okay.
only after you squirm for an additional 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Malcolm, chance to steal.
The drum head.
It is the drum head.
Damn
That is
it!
correct.
The drum circle. Of course, I had to do that.
Malcolm is killing it with a 2-point lead.
Okay, why is it called the drum head?
Because it's a drumhead trial.
Okay, where does the term drumhead trial come from?
The
It's said in
drumhead
the
trial.
episode.
Next
It's said in the
question.
episode.
How many colossi are in shadow of the Colossus? Robert?
Isn't 12?
No.
What?
Incorrect.
How many are there? I only remember 12.
Malcolm, chance to steal.
13.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
16.
There are 16. That's correct.
16.
I was going with a baker's dozen there.
Yeah, but Robert Googled it, so he doesn't get the point.
No, I didn't Google it. I remembered it after.
No, I didn't Google it.
I
No,
don't
please.
I can't Google it. I'm holding
All
my
right.
microphone. I can't
All
type
right.
that fast in one hand.
Yeah, he's standing in a corner.
Yeah, covered in Cheeto dust.
I will give you 4 dates now, okay?
All
Okay.
right.
2000, 2002, 2003, 2004. Which of these years did the first Ratchet and Clank game release? Robert?
2003.
Incorrect. Malcolm,
What?
chance to steal.
2004?
Incorrect.
What was the answer?
The answer was 2002.
Okay. Well, I was closest.
Yeah, well, you don't get a point for being closer.
Shut
No,
the
horseshoes and hand grenades.
We're
Horseshoes
still
and
we're still both over. If this Price is Right rules, we're out.
Yeah, we suck. That's what it is. This is why
Yes.
this is a game show. Only Harper could win because it's all the things he loves the most.
Yeah.
That's true. Who won the 2001 World Series?
In what? What sport?
Baseball.
In baseball, obviously. Well, the World Series of like
There are
poker.
more than one World Series. I don't know.
Like, is there more than one World Series? I thought it was
I think
just
there's the
baseball.
World Series of poker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you like gambling, so I was I was considering it might have been poker. What are the options?
Options.
You
Okay.
say-
Yeah. The New York Yankees, the New York Giants, the New York Jets, or the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Oh, okay.
Malcolm.
The Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's correct.
Yes. Randy Johnson.
That's correct.
I think Kurt
Uh,
Schilling was also on that team.
Yes. Speedy
and then
Gonzalez.
9/11
uh,
happened.
9/11 happened after this.
Yeah, this was before, I believe.
Wow.
No,
I'm-
no. 9/11 happened because the World Series
no,
happened
not the World Series happened after 9/11. is
post
what I meant to say.
9/11. Yeah.
Yeah, October of
So Arizona.
October 2001.
Listen, New York City needs a win, and Arizona fucking rips it out of
Absolutely.
New York's hands.
Absolutely. They were demoralized by our secret plan.
I'm a casual fan of baseball. I'm sorry.
Listen, yeah, by former Yankee, I think he was a Yankee, Randy Johnson. No, Randy Johnson goes to the Yankees after this. Okay, never mind.
World Series is played in October. Got
I'm
it.
just a
All
big
right.
Randy Johnson fan. He's probably my favorite baseball player.
Who is the
Randy
lead
Johnson. It's a big unit.
singer?
I like Jacob deGrom.
Who is the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria? Is it Zach Cooper, John Carleo, Claudio Sanchez, or Travis Stever? Robert.
Claudio Sanchez.
That's right. Robert scores his first point.
Yay! As long as I don't finish the game with 0.
All right. Our next question. Who is the main character in the Record of Lodos Wars?
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
Is it A, Barn, B, Skarn, C, Farn, or D, Parn? Robert,
I think it's Barn.
it's not Barn. Malcolm,
Damn it.
chance to steal.
Can you repeat the other three?
Barn, Skarn, Farn, or Parn?
I believe it's Parn.
You are correct.
Yes.
Yeah, nice Google there, Malcolm.
I didn't Google any. I didn't Google shit. I didn't Google fucking shit.
It's superfluous. Malcolm has completely swept this game. But the final question: how many Pokemon are available to catch in Gen 3, the Hoenn region, Ruby and Sapphire?
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, suck my nuts.
Wow. Okay.
So
Fuck.
specific. This is why this is a game only you could win, Harper.
That's correct. No?
Give us a multiple choice. What are the options?
Multiple choice? You guys fucking grew up the same?
Is it not 151?
That's the original. There are
Exactly.
150.
Yeah, I know that. I know the original. I don't know. Yeah, this Gen 3.
Well, I know it's Gen 3. I thought it was 151 every time. Anyway, who cares?
But it's 202. There are 202 available for capture.
Okay.
That concludes
wow.
the game show only Harper can win. Malcolm, you won.
Yes,
Malcolm beat Robert. He didn't win.
I beat Robert, which is the best victory of all.
Which means you've been consigned to a low-tier podcast correspondent role for the next week.
Wonderful.
Get out on the field. We need to do some man on the street interviews.
Get backstage. I need M&Ms. I can't eat the red ones.
You're in charge of the TikTok content for the next month.
Oh, got him.
No!
That's rough. That's rough. You are, though. You are. And you have to put out something new every day.
I'm just gonna do like duets the entire time.
It's just
Honestly,
not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah, you gotta learn several TikTok dances.
Robert's just stitching a bunch of bad TikTok dances to like people's tragedy stories.
Yeah.
And every single one, I shit my pants.
That's not right. You shouldn't do that.
What the fuck?
You'll lose all your pants.
Hey man, underwear's cheap.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before we started recording about this list of funny deaths, strange deaths, unusual deaths, as it was termed.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert, you found a really interesting one involving one of my favorite fruits. Can you like remind me how it's listed he died? Like, what does it say happened? This is all as a result, by the way, listeners, of us going through our Twitter timelines and seeing a man plummet to his death off the Eiffel Tower with what was described as a contraption attached to his back that he thought would function as a parachute. It did not, and he just hit the ground.
It's horrific. There's like when
So
he hits
funny.
the ground, there's like a 6 feet of dust foams out.
I laugh when I watch it. It's a very funny video.
Yeah, Malcolm the sociopath.
People were like, put the Looney Tunes music
I'm
to
not
it.
I'm not a sociopath. I just think it's one of those things where you just watch it and you go, the whole time you're like, how is no one telling him not to do this? Like everyone's like, yeah, man, just like jump off. Like his thing doesn't look like a parachute. It's not a parachute.
It's a box of some description.
He's wearing a box. He's a tailor.
It looks like someone put like bed sheets to an array of PVC piping. That's what he's wearing.
Yeah, it looks like a TikTok challenge gone wrong.
You guys remember when this is so fucked up, but do you remember when they had the ice bucket challenge and then some one really like girl did the boiling water challenge?
What?
That's really funny. No, I didn't. I never saw that.
It wasn't even she didn't do it to herself, but it was like, I challenge you, and she literally dumps a pot of boiling water over her brother.
Oh my God.
It was so fucked up, and it was just, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, that's a bit bleak.
He lived. Just put it like that. He lived, but she's in insane asylum.
Anyway.
God, I remember one of the earliest videos that I saw was a guy who got caught in, I think it wasn't a canning machine, but it was like, it was some conveyor belt. I think it had to do like recycling, but like his shirt gets caught and he's just fucking gets torn apart. It was brutal. And I was like 13, maybe even 12 watching that. And yeah, definitely not something that should happen to most kids.
Well, there's your weekly trauma dump with Robert.
Shut the fuck up! God damn, you'll make Sasha happy.
Yeah, we'll get a sting ready. I know I keep saying we'll get a sting. I super promise this time we'll get a sting ready. Put the prototype sting here.
Robert Trauma Stinger placeholder.
We're moving forward, right?
So the whole your whole thing, going back on topic, was about Antiphanes, the one who was a renowned comic poet of the Middle Attic comedy, where he died because he got hit in the head with a pear.
I really gotta know, like, was it being thrown at him?
Because he sucked? Yeah. I mean, he said he was popular.
Robert, do that. Someone doesn't like your fucking act, Robert. You're at the midnight
That
open
is
mic, and
stand-up,
they huck a pear at you, and you hit the fucking deck.
It's like one of those hard ass like Asian pears too.
Oh, it had to have been. It had to have been a rock or something like that. What kind of pear kills a man?
Apparently a very efficient pear.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, are there any other kind of crazy deaths that while we're on this topic? There's John Cummings, who died of March in 1809. So John Cummings, after seeing a circus knife swallower, Cummings began swallowing knives. On one occasion, he swallowed 4 knives and quickly passed 3 with no ill health. He later swallowed 14 knives, and after some days with abdominal pain, he passed all of them. Finally, he swallowed 20 knives and a clasp knife case, but after a few days, he had only passed the case. He died after 4 years in pain, and on autopsy, a knife blade and spring were found in his intestines and between 30 and 40 fragments of metal, wood, and horn in his stomach.
Holy fuck.
Holy shit.
But like, once you get through, like, what is it, the 14 or so that he did, like, that second time, I'd be like, you know what? I did it. I don't need to do this more.
Dancing with fate right now.
Yeah, you know what's strange is that I feel the same way when I eat Arby's.
Yeah, it's just like, I should learn my lesson after a while, but the curly fries.
He kept getting fucked with. He kept getting dared, obviously. Someone was just like, bullshit, you swallowed 10 knives. He's like, I'll swallow 20 right here just to fucking show you I can.
Yeah, you don't believe me? Like, it's like one of those like My Strange Addiction episodes. It's like, I'm just addicted to eating knives.
Oh, dude, what a show. You ever seen the one about the bitch who like who doesn't have to, obviously, but likes to.
She's compelled to.
She's compelled to, for whatever reason, take shots of gasoline.
Holy shit. That's I have seen that one, but that one
she was revving to go.
Because listen, let's be real. We all love the smell of gasoline. All right. That's just it's a human nature. We all love it a little bit. You know, it's that thing. It's like the apple, like like Eve. You want to take a bite, but you know, like you can't. But she's the Eve.
It just smells like power.
It smells like power. I mean, it's one of those things. I remember walking home from school when I was like a very small child, and I'd just walk up the hill to where the bus would drop me off, and I would just like stand waiting because I sat in the front, my brother sat in the back, and so I'd like stand like almost behind the bus after it was unloading all the kids, and I just like breathe deep the fumes. Yeah, that was bad. I stopped doing that after my dad found me.
That explains a lot.
I don't get it. Like, people have pain.
Hold on.
Wait.
Your dad found you. Is that what you say? You're like behind the bus?
Yeah.
You're
my
sucking on the muffler, and your dad's like, Robert.
Yeah, basically, yeah. My dad would sometimes come down the hill on his longboard because he was a big skater, and he would just like.
Your dad is so cool.
My dad is really cool. One of the goddamn, but he did that, and he just looked at me like, Robert, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just smelling the gas. He's like, you get over here.
I had to wear a helmet to school after that.
Oh my god!
No.
Lucky that you got scolded by your longboarding father.
It's like, my dad is genuinely really cool.
Your dad's ripping down the streets. He goes, oh, god damn it, my boy! He's sniffing gas.
Let's just say my parents didn't have high hopes for me at an early age.
Here I come, pick up my son. I'm so proud of him. Oh no, what's he doing?
My son, he'll be like me. He'll be
cool. He'll longboard.
Be cool like me.
He'll longboard shirtless down the boardwalk and get whistles all the time. But no, he's a writer and comedian who's slightly agoraphobic.
There's my son. He'll never get a Jacob's ladder piercing.
That was my brother. It's not a Jacob's ladder. It wasn't Jacob's ladder. He had
What's a Jacob's ladder piercing?
It's when you have like a ascending ring series of bars that go up the bottom end of your dick.
Holy fuck.
It's like what is it? Was that King George or what is that?
St. Albert?
St. Albert. Yeah, Prince Albert. So yeah, it's like a Prince Albert, but it's like 10 Prince Alberts.
Oh my god!
And the rings or bars.
Your
Yeah,
brother has that?
No, he doesn't. He
No,
doesn't.
Robert does.
No, I don't either.
Robert's too scared
Robert's
to do
lying.
that.
Yeah.
The women, they all say it's very strange.
It's not even it's very
Yeah,
strange.
he constantly sets off the like when he goes to
The metal
Metal
security.
detector.
They're like it's nothing, right by the deck.
That's funny because
You're kind of just humping it.
there was one time where I got stopped in Mexico City, and this was like at 3 a.m. and I guess apparently they had got someone with like similar to my description, and they go. So I go and I'm going through security. My plane flight is I'm a little early, so I got plenty of time. But they really strip me the fuck down to see what I am. And I'm like the only one in the security line because this is like 3 a.m. in the Mexico City airport. And literally at one point, I am in the middle of the security. My pants are around my knees, and the guy is grabbing my nuts through my underwear. And yeah, that was really traumatizing.
What is this?
What is this?
My nuts.
Nothing. This is he's like touching. He's got the wand over my dick and it keeps going off.
He's like, what's this? Huh? What are these? And you're like, these nuts? And he's like, yeah, what are these? And you're like, these nuts. And he's like, what are they?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad that happened to you.
Oh yeah. William Snyder, January 11th, 1854. William Snyder, 13, died in San Francisco, California, reportedly after a circus clown swung him around by his ankles.
Oh man.
Sorry, I'm going to read one that I think is very funny. But it goes, a 28-year-old man in Rancho Bernardo, San Diego, California, is believed to have been using a knife to mix protein powder into a container of water while driving. The man lost control and crashed into a parked car. When he struck the parked car, his car's airbag propelled the knife into his neck, fatally injuring him. In addition to the two vehicles, 4 other cars were involved in the accident, with the stabbed man being the only casualty.
That's crazy.
There's so much happening there. Like the audacity. It's the audacity to think, first of all, to be using protein powder in a container and then
stirring it with a knife.
Is already crazy. To do that in a car, there's a reason why there's like shaker bottles, right?
Well, you see him like steering with his knees. He's got the bottle in one hand, the knife in the other, and he's just stirring. Well, oh, what a god!
It's like the dentist, from It's Always Sunny, where he's eating the cereal in his car.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, and he was wrong. Dennis was wrong. He lost that, even though Frank shouldn't have been driving. I could talk about that episode. That's like one of the best episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I like Charlie McDennis. This one's my favorite.
That one's also great. There's so many. That show, everyone fucking talks about The Office all the time. They're like, I'm going to be Jim. No, I'm a Dwight. I'm a Kevin,
Oh, I hate it.
Get real. You know what they say, and he holds a goal.
And he holds the ball.
I was trying to transition because I keep forgetting.
Congratulations. Okay, I've said that joke too much. I'm stopping.
I'm going to kill you.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
on.
kill you.
Go on.
No, I lost it. It's gone.
No?
No, it's gone.
Okay, then how about I can say the last unusual death and then we can move on from that bit.
Oh, why the fuck not?
Okay, so this is Clement Vallandigham. 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 He was an American politician and lawyer who was defending a man accused of murder, accidentally shooting himself while demonstrating how the victim might have done so. His client was acquitted.
That is awesome.
So it's like, it's so easy. Could have shot myself. There's no way his client. See, look, bang.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom.
I love how the man brought a loaded gun into the courthouse and no one stopped him.
I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, right? That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to get on. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty with a guy I know in real life. And there's this guy in the same team as us. And if you're hot micing in Call of Duty, it's probably because you play on PlayStation 5. The
Yeah.
controllers are just like always on microphones, basically. And my man is blasting Mudvayne, and it's super fucking blown out, but you can tell it's Mudvayne, so it's like the worst of both worlds. And I'm asking like, hey man, what are you fucking listening to? He's like, oh, it's a Mudvayne. And my friend's like, hey man, you know you got Spotify, right? He's just like, Spotify these nuts, bitch. I just love these people.
Those are good guys. Those are like, that's a level of degeneracy I want to get back to.
It's there. Trust me.
No, for me personally, this I'm more
an evergreen wellspring of degeneracy.
That's what the thing is. Like, I'm in a Discord that's just chat where it is really a place where we can allow our degenerate flags to fly freely without remorse or shame. We're constantly posting shit posting memes. I'm also a big fan of the Twitter account Shirts That Go Hard. And I'm like, if I wasn't so tall you'd
have a lot of those shirts.
I'd be wearing so many of these shirts. In fact, actually, one of the shirts that they had on the Twitter account, which is a shirt that just said "Soup Powered Fuck Machine."
I was going to say if that's the only shirt that I've really actually been tempted to buy from them.
So what I did was, my brother. He eats a lot of soup. He always talks about how he makes soup and he eats soup. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get him the shirt, but I couldn't get it before his birthday. And so I ended up, what I did is, my sister, who's in high school, she prints her own shirts. Like, she's got the thing to print her own shirts. And so I went to her and I paid her money and I was like, can you make me the shirt? And she was like, what shirt is it? And then I sent her the thing that said "Soup Powered Fuck Machine." And I got my sister, who's in the 9th grade, to make me that shirt for my brother.
You were a terrible influence.
If she was in the 6th grade, I'd be like, Jesus, Malcolm, figure it out yourself. But
yeah, no. She's in high school. If she was in an elementary school, I wouldn't have done it. But the fact is that, listen, she's a product of the internet, more even than us, right? We were kind of there at the beginning stages of it. We were using, MSN Messenger, we were using, AOL Instant Messenger, MySpace, we go through there. She's already, when she's when I was her age, I was just getting a Facebook account. She's at the point now where her and her friends don't even have Facebook accounts. They're already just shit posting on Twitter and they're shit posting on TikTok. So she already knew it. That was the thing that was so impressive. She was like, I've seen this.
What's crazy is I was just thinking about this and literally about the things you just said about MSN Messenger. And I was like, please shut up. I don't want to fucking remember, because then I'll remember of all the time that's passed.
The dark history.
That Ratchet and Clank, just literally looking at Ratchet and Clank is a 2002 game. That game is 21 years old. That game is old enough to drink. It's old enough to get or receive dick. It is old enough to fucking. It can join the military, active service, and
you could have joined the military by now and then been discharged.
I still am not making more than $50,000 a year. Where am I? Where are you?
Yeah, one of my roommates was born after 9/11, and I had a little existential crisis.
What did you just say?
One of my roommates was born after 9/11 and had a little existential crisis.
I thought you said your girlfriend was born after 9/11.
No.
I'm like, damn.
Cradle Robin.
I wasn't alive. I never want to hear that from a girl I'm with ever.
No, that sounds awful. Should be a good rule of thumb for dating. If someone that you're dating doesn't remember where they were on 9/11, break up with them.
That, and they're probably not real people. Let's be honest.
That I've seen the opposite, where it's like, I saw a meme where someone was like, Leonardo DiCaprio, when he has a first date with a girl, he asks, do you remember 9/11? And when she says no, he goes, do you want a second date? He's dating a 19-year-old right now. He's almost 50.
There's nothing illegal about it. It's just creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's creepy. That's the thing. It's not that it's illegal. It's just people are going, hey, dude, you're not that hot shit.
He's a 50-year-old man dating a 19-year-old woman. Not even paying her for sex, but dating her openly. That's bad.
Apparently, he's really bad at sex as well, which is what
the fuck?
which is hilarious. Yeah.
Well, you get so many chances to be good at it. Why don't you like at least try?
Because he doesn't have to try. The fucking thing is he has girls that he dates sign NDAs because apparently what he does is that he like will just put on headphones, blast like Jay-Z, and then just doggy style this girl for like 20 minutes and then kick her out.
He's flexing in the mirror. Is he flexing in the mirror at the same time?
Yeah, like he pulls an American Psycho.
When he's doing that, I also picture that he's still like wearing a graphic T-shirt. Like he doesn't.
I'm sure.
He doesn't take his shirt off. Like he's just
he
like
wears sunglasses. It's incredible.
He's probably like he probably barely takes off his pants. Like he probably
blasting Gold Digger the whole time. His headphones.
Yeah.
I just imagine the girl's just on her phone, like, okay, when is he gonna finish up?
Is he gonna start? Is probably closer to the truth.
Listen, if he was like someone who's like, yeah, I'm dating Margot Robbie, and he's been dating Margot Robbie for a few years, like since like Wolf of Wall Street, I think I would be like, all right, that makes sense. Like she's,
like she's a little younger, but at the same time,
but they're not that crazy. Like same with like it was like Ana de Armas or something like that, where you're like, all right, she's like 34, he's like 40. That's not a bit terrible.
Did
age.
he date Ana de Armas? I thought
Ben Affleck. Of course not. Of course not. She dated Ben Affleck. But I'm just saying that it's like if it was something like now when you're like dating someone again, if she was just like, oh, I'm in a new relationship with someone born in the 80s, you'd be like, all right, that's fair.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, Ana de Armas is 34.
When it's someone who's like, I was born in 2004, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. That means like Titanic was like almost 10 years old by the time she was like born.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is
dating
terrifying.
anyone that was born in any year that starts with 2000 seems like
it's a slippery slope,
like a crime.
When did the Titanic come out?
I don't care.
Like 1998 or something like that.
Well, doesn't that mean that his current girlfriend was born after that movie came out?
Yes, that's what the point I was making.
I thought you said you were 10 years old. She was 10 years old when that came out.
No, Titanic was 10 years old.
Yeah. Almost 10 years old when that movie came out.
When she was born.
Sorry, when she was born, not that when the movie came out.
That's why I got confused, because you said it wrong twice.
Listen, I found out I have a friend who just said he never saw the Titanic, and I told him, no one's seen the Titanic. It sank in the early 1900s.
Oh my fucking God.
Cameron has seen the Titanic. He went down there.
No, Rob.
I did read a story recently about the only Japanese passenger to survive the Titanic. There was only one man from Japan, he survived because he like when the boat was sinking, he was just like happened to be in a place where they were like, well, I guess I'm there's like open spots on the in this like lifeboat, and like there's like no women or children around to like give the spots to, and so he took it. And then I guess when he like was discovered that he was alive, he was basically shunned from Japanese society because they thought he could have died an honorable death and chose not to.
Oh gee, yeah. He thought they thought he like jumped in the line in front of women and children and escaped.
He became a pariah. See, that's the story I wanted to see in the Titanic. Not into this fucking Jack and Rose bullshit.
Yeah, but Rose had some great titties.
That's true. That's true. Imagine if Jack was Japanese. That would have been.
That would be a much more racist movie than it already is.
Can you imagine?
It's just the Irish, instead of an Irish jig, they're playing like a fucking what are those called? A shamisen.
I wouldn't know.
That is so bad.
Exactly.
Yep. Great movie.
Great.
Little racist.
Love the movie. Yeah, a little racist.
Love the movie.
Yeah,
the movie.
What is,
Good.
God damn it! I could do a segment.
Okay.
This is good. I mean, I've been kind of wanting to do this segment for a while. It's been in my notes for like 3 months, but it's the segment is I wanted to ask you guys about your family's obscure claim to fame. Like, kind of heard a little bit this with Malcolm with his dad running Playland.
I was also the face of Playland.
Up in the Great White North. What is your family's obscure claim to fame? And I want to start with Harper. What is something that somebody in your family has done that is, famous, or at least we know about it, like at least like a little bit.
My great granduncle was a combatant in the raising of Georgia.
Oh, that's cool. What was his name? What was his rank?
I don't know his name. And there weren't really formal ranks in his regiment.
So he was a looter.
Well, his land was being burned by the Union.
Yeah, he was just tit for tat.
He went bushwhacking, okay?
They all had a uniform. You could say that a uniform over their face and head.
He said that he killed the Chains. He killed the Chains of Yankees. He said.
God damn it. Anyway, so KKK.
No. Okay, well, I'd like show me on your family tree where it has not touched the KKK.
I actually don't know.
I don't think it's touched on my family, but it's mostly because we're Canadians, and the KKK didn't really have much of a.
You have your own atrocities to worry about, Mr. McLeod.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying. Listen, as a Canadian, I'm not saying my family's history is good. I'm just saying that we treat Black people with respect,
but not.
Shut up.
No, I'm sure that people in my family tree have touched the KKK in some way. I think probably it's probably on my mom's side, because there's some people on that end with some old money, you could say, in like North Carolina. So yeah, there's got to be some, but I couldn't. If you asked me to point to a specific family member, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Let me go first. Because I think yours is going to be better than mine.
No, it's really not, but go on. Well, you're a local minor celebrity, so you're your own family's obscure claim to fame.
Yes, I was the face of an amusement park for a summer, which is an amusement park my dad ran in the 80s, way before I was born, briefly, before he went off to start his own company. So it was a very weird, like, sort of full circle moment. Because I went and I got an email from my agent at the time, and she was just like, "Hey, are you available to do this commercial on this date?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And I just assumed it was like an audition. I was just like, "Oh, I guess I'm going to audition." And they go, "Oh, no. You're already cast if you want to." I was like, "Why?" And I found out the reason. So the reason is that the poster and then the commercial, I was playing like a worker at the amusement park. The place is called Playland, and there used to be a roller coaster there called the Corkscrew. And I guess the reason they cast me was because when I had to go clean the roller coaster, and I guess when you put like a normal size person, because I'm 6'6", and a big tall, strong,
a strapping lad.
I'm a strapping lad, maybe 6'5", but
you're 6'6", shut up.
So they needed someone who, like, when I'm like stepping in the roller coaster, I look normal sized. Because like I had like the mop and everything, and I just like I'm super upset. And what was so funny is when that went out. First of all, it went out onto a bunch of billboards and stuff, which was fucking cool. Like I remember seeing it in like person. I was like, holy shit, they actually used it. But one of the other things that was so funny was they were also using it online, like for like Instagram and stuff. And I got tagged by a friend who thought I had posted being like, "Oh, Malcolm, congratulations." And then I read the comments of people being like, "He looks so unhappy. It looks like a dystopian. Why did he so..." Like, I got all these hate comments that he unwittingly tagged me in. I was like, you just like, again, he thought, oh, he's just like, I posted that. I was like, no.
But it's a real thing.
but not for me. So if we're removing me or my dad from the equation, the other kind of person who had claim to fame was that my great grandfather on my dad's side, he was a veteran of the Great War, the First World War, and he was one of the only, like, there wasn't many survivors in the Battle of Passchendale in Belgium. On the Canadian side, like Canada got wiped out. He was one of the few. Like he's like one of like like basically it's like, I think the casualties were like, it said about 275,000 casualties in Passchendaele. and he was one of the 4,000, or no, not even 4,000. Sorry, it was like 200 or 300 that survived.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he ended up from what I was told by my grandfather, he was pretty fucked up by that.
I'm fucking sure. My God.
Yeah, the battle. Yeah, it's the third battle of Ypres, which I went there when I was in high school, and like that town was leveled, like it was completely gone.
So much of Europe was leveled in World War I and II.
Yeah, this town, the only thing that survived was like a bell tower.
Jesus.
And it like kind of resurrected like from a church, and they ended up resurrecting it and kind of recreating the town. But yeah, so he ended up there. And then I guess my great grandmother, he ended up meeting in the hospital once like he was recovering.
Wow. I don't think I could ever come out of that and be sober ever again.
No, I mean, basically I've been told he was like a big drunk. He moved the family to Vancouver back in like the 1920s, mostly to dodge prohibition laws, because Vancouver was one of the only places in Canada, not even again North America, that like never had a prohibition era.
Just don't threaten me with sobriety. I'm gonna move across the country to
essentially. And then they lived in like what is like Vancouver's Chinatown because it was near like the opium dens and the gambling.
Oh my Lord.
And where the drinks were cheap. So
and what happened, Malcolm? Come on, you barely drink.
Yeah, well, it kind of past generations. He just sort of lost the interest. He drank for several generations of us.
God damn it.
But yeah, so basically John McLeod, he's kind of that claim to fame.
Yeah, I can't top that. That's just sort of it.
Oh no, it's like when you come in with being like, I got a great story about trauma, and then I just come in with a worse story.
The only thing, like your story is great. It's heroic. It has a lot of color and texture, and I really like that. Mine is more just like everybody who has ever had a childhood in the Western world probably has been affected by my grandpa on my mom's side, because he worked for Tyco Toys. And he went to Duke, and straight out of college, he worked for Tyco Toys. And eventually ended up becoming, I think maybe not the CFO, but he was an executive. But while he worked there, and they were reviewing products, this is like 70s, or late 70s, early 80s, when really plastics were taking off as an entire industry that, just completely like changed the face of like consumerism in America. And he was the guy in the boardroom who suggested that they have plastic clamshells outside of toys so kids could see the products inside.
That's really cool. Like that's actually like that's a revolutionary change in how, like, honestly, not just toys, but like I feel like other industries adopted that.
Everything, including the annoying containers of scissors that you need a scissor to open.
Yeah, without that, Costco basically doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things that it's so far reaching, but obviously I've never seen a sense of it. I don't think he got paid per commission of clamshells. Yeah, and then he ended up dying in 1992 of skin cancer in Hong Kong.
What?
So after that, after he was an executive, they moved him to the Hong Kong division of Tyco Toys. And he basically, for the next, I want to say like 10 or 15 years, his entire job was just to be the only white guy in boardrooms.
You know what I like? I like that as a reverse of like diversity. They're like, we need a white guy in Asia to just let him sit in the corner.
It's an incredibly common thing in China for business development. It's kind of like a sort of a dick measuring, like one-upping the competition. It's just like, oh, we're having a board meeting with this other company. We'll bring the white guy along so it seems more impressive. Seems like we're more worldly and global. And yeah, that's was his job.
They have two white guys on their board. I don't know. They have two white guys on their board. I don't know if that's impressive or foolish.
We only have one, but he's taller, so we win. But yeah, no, my grandpa was a cool guy. He died. I'd never met the man, unfortunately. He died in 1992 of skin cancer while in Hong Kong. And it's my mom still cries thinking about it. Wah, wah.
Why'd you include that part?
That's sad. Well, it's like her dad, right? It's not your.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't that old. He was only like, I want to say he was like 50, 58, 57, something like that.
That's how old my dad was when he died.
That's right, yeah.
Because my dad's dead to me. and
And everyone else. Yep. Yeah. You love that so much.
I love it so much. People get so uncomfortable with it. It's a little better than the Titanic joke, but it's really meant to make people groan. That's what I want. I don't want that to be a good joke. Like, I'm not saying that like that's a good joke.
It's not for laughs. It's for your own personal enjoyment. Yeah.
It's for people to be like, you really made me listen to that.
It really made me feel uncomfortable for a quarter of a second. I guess in that sort of same vein, I don't think there are any other really famous people. I know that I think my mom or my grandma claimed that we were related to the first governor of Maryland and the former mayor of Baltimore, but that was like a long time ago, and I can't prove that shit.
No, the only thing for me, the only other sort of thing, it's not even family, was that my grandmother was best friends with Michael Bublé's grandmother.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So my grandmother like grew up like with like a young Michael Bublé, the singer, kind of around, because he grew up in this place called Burnaby, and that's where my grandparents lived for most of their adult lives.
Oh, very cool.
So that's like, that's a sidestep to fame or whatever.
Yeah, you're definitely Kevin Bacon's nth degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of fame right there.
I've never met Michael Bublé in person, though, so but I guess that works in that Kevin Bacon sense. We're all related to Kevin Bacon on some level.
On some level. Yeah, I gotta think. I should have probably, before I did the segment, I should have asked my mom if there was anybody else, because she knows better than I do. The main thing I know is the one about her dad and the governor thing. But I know, actually, that's another kind of half segment to kind of tack on this. Like, so Malcolm, you did like commercials and you've been on TV before. One of my favorite is your CVS commercial. It's a really good one. I don't know if we can put a link to that somewhere. Harper, have you ever been on TV? And if so, why?
What the fuck is this line of questioning? Why do you want to know?
Because I'm curious.
Very leading question.
I've never been on TV, and don't look too deep into it.
Lies.
Lies. The only time I have ever been on TV besides like an interview at my college when there were like the 2016 election happened was the time I was a Boy Scout, and the local news ended up having a story on how Pokemon cards were being popular again, or becoming popular again. And the whole premise was just them bringing like a dozen and a half like Boy Scouts to this, just to a white table and just dumping a bunch of Pokemon cards on it so we could leaf through it. Oh, and also my family was featured again on the local news when her house flooded.
That's cool. I like that. You're like, there's a flood in Arizona.
I mean, yeah, because the wash, because if you live in Arizona, you know that there are dry washes everywhere. When it rains, water runs down the mountains and it just floods the desert. And in these washes, well, there was a really, really high intensity rain event at one point, and it came, the wash swelled, overflowed, completely filled our pool, and it was like water was like 6 inches up the sliding glass doors on our house, and it was very fun.
It's fun? That's how you describe a flood?
No, I mean, I legitimately remember it being really fun.
I had, the flood.
The flood was
the best time of my life. I've never been happier.
It was just cool.
My dad was skimboarding on the streets.
It's like, those stationary surfboard or like surfing things they have on like boardwalks and things. He's just in that. He's just surfing the wash water, the flood water.
Yeah, I feel like your dad would do that because
he probably would. I could.
Pretty cool dude. I think we all had cool dads. I think that's like a thing that we have in common. Is we all have cool dads, but in just different degrees of cool, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Harper's dad doesn't give a shit.
You could maybe say that.
Your dad is cool because he has absolutely no shame whatsoever.
Yeah, that could be considered cool by some. It's cool until you're in a packed pizzeria with him, and he starts telling you how cool he is and the cool things he thinks.
As he's awkwardly hitting on the 19-year-old waitress while being incredibly rude to her about her service.
It's only awkward for you and her. So is it awkward?
He
You're like,
doesn't care.
I just picture you being like, I'm so sorry.
I'm
Like you have to go to the side being like,
I
I'll
have
give you.
tipped so much more than these women deserve because of him.
Yeah,
I have watched them scoff laugh at him as they go around a corner that he can't perceive. I feel bad, but not bad enough to stop him because it's also kind of funny.
Buck Harper, enabler.
Yes, I am the enabler.
Cut it.
Well, let me before you cut it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I have this line that my little brother always used to tell me, and you can cut it right after. But he used to say, "I'm trying to take a fat bitch to Golden Corral. It's all you can eat, so it's all I can eat too." You know what I'm saying?
I kind of want that long pause to stay in here if we do cut there.
No, we gotta continue. Before we go, Robert, you sent me a joke the other day. It's a good street joke.
Oh, really?
I need you to.
I can't use it in the stand-up if I say it on the podcast.
There's no bleed over. There's no crossover. What the fuck do you mean you can't use this? All this weird guardedness about your stand-up. Robert, no one at the fucking open mic knows that you do a podcast because A, you don't tell them, and B, the manager and the ex-manager. Listen, no one knows, okay? So you can tell the fucking joke here. And you'll think of another one next week. I promise.
Okay. Only if we cut right after I finish the joke.
Sure.
What does the busy prostitute say to a last-minute client?
What?
Let me see if I can fit you in.
Boo.